Thank you for joining me. Tonight's message I've entitled Establishing Honor. Imagine, if you will, just imagine the nation of Israel there in front of this mountain called Mount Sinai, watching as lightning flashes and thunder rumbles, seeing a thick cloud over the mountain. Mount Sinai, covered with smoke, because the Lord descended on it in fire. They stand watching as the smoke billows up from it like smoke from a furnace, watching as the whole mountain trembles violently. And Moses speaks, and the voice of God answers him. The Ten Commandments are what proceeds out of the mouth of God. In Sunday's message, I made an analogy between the commandments and sticky notes. Reminders to keep us on track and focus. Tonight we look at the fifth commandment. Honor your father and your mother. Honor. Most all Bible translations use the word honor when translating this verse, although there is a few who use the word respect. The Amplified Bible has honor, which they also include respect, obey, and care for your father and your mother. Imagine again, if you will, imagine the nation of Israel standing in front of this mountain, Mount Sinai, and these people who have just recently left, the Israelites who had just recently left Egypt, the land of slavery. They've been traveling through the wilderness and desert, and now here they stand hearing these words. Many of them surrounded by their immediate family. Here they are, this nation, surrounded by family, some with their parents around them, some with both their mother and their father and their mother living, standing there beside them, and they hear the words, honor your father and mother. Some standing there, we can assume, just having perhaps one living parent there beside them. Honor your father and mother. And yet some there, standing there, their parents have passed on. And they too hear the words, honor your father and mother. Honor. How do we do it? It implies something. It calls out of us something to do, honor. Yet how do we do it? If the word implies respect, obedience, and caring for, then there are some things that I believe that we are to be mindful of. Things to be mindful of. You know, we can show respect by listening. Listening is one of the best and important ways to show respect. We lean in figuratively, giving our attention, valuing someone's thoughts and ideas, listening and attentive and attuned to more than just words, but what is also behind the words, the person's thoughts and feelings. Theologian Paul Tillich said, the first duty of love is to listen. The first duty of love is to listen. Honor your father and mother by showing respect and listen. Practice what I want to refer to as deep listening. Practice deep listening. Hear what is behind the words. Listen, yes, to the words, but also practice deep listening. Listen to what is behind the words. Listen to hear the person's thoughts and feelings. Honor your father and mother by showing respect and listening. You know, this is a great big world. And one of its greatest needs, I believe, one of the people's greatest needs is to be heard and listened to. Everyone, it seems, has a story to share, something to pass along. If only there were compassionate ears to pause and listen. As Paul Tillich stated, the first duty of love is to listen. Honor your father and mother by showing respect and practicing deep listening. Perhaps you are a parent yourself and you are thinking about your own children, how they too could live a life of honor. How could they honor you? I believe that parents deep down want the best for their children. They want the best for their child. They want them to grow up strong and find happiness. Parents have best wishes for their child. Knowing how to seek out these things are a way to honor. How to seek out strength and find happiness. Seeking out those things are a way to honor. You know, many cultures honor their own traditions. Traditions that have been passed down from one generation to the next. And they find it important to pass along the heritage, the ritual customs and their language and values and observances. In them, in those things, they find meaning and connection. A connection that spans way back into the past and connecting them to the present. A connection that connects them to their ancestors of the deep recesses of the past and brings their voices and wisdom to the present. And we too have a connection. And it reveals to us an intimate conversation between a father and a son found in the book of Proverbs. It spotlights the value of gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight, for receiving instruction and prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair. Proverbs, we read, listen. There it is. We can honor those around us, those we love, by listening. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. They are a garland to grace your head and a chain to adorn your neck. Honor. Honor. Wear it proudly. Honor by listening. Listen. Wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. Listen and be wise. Turn your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding. The parents want what's best for the child. Every good path. Understanding what is right and just and fair. Being one who practices these things should bring honor. this wisdom, this understanding, displaying these attributes through action. How can you honor your loved ones? How can you honor your father and mother? By listening. Listen. Wisdom cries out. Honor your father and mother by listening to wisdom. I'd like to share a Psalms with you here. Psalms 112. Blessed are those who fear the Lord, who find great delight in his commands. Their children will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright will be blessed. Wealth and riches are in their houses, and their righteousness endures forever. Even in darkness, light dawns for the upright, for those who are gracious and compassionate and righteous. God will come to those who are generous and lend freely, who conduct their affairs with justice. Surely the righteous will never be shaken. They will be remembered forever. They will have no fear of bad news. Their hearts are steadfast, trusting in the Lord. Their hearts are secure. They will have no fear. In the end, they will look in triumph on their foes. They have freely scattered their gifts to the poor. Their righteousness endures forever. Their horn, dignity, will be lifted high in honor. Honor. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land. Longevity. We see honor in this command and longevity. Honor is what is to continue. Honor and longevity. Honor in the land. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. Honor is to remain in the land, God's gift to the people. It is the path forward to promised hope, a settlement, a place to call home, and a place to rest. Here inside the command we see promise. We read in the book of Ephesians chapter 6, children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. We learn to do right. We listen with our ears, and we also listen with our eyes, mimicking behavior, picking up things, following examples. Obedience is learned behavior. Obey, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first command, with a promise, so that it may go well with you, and that you may enjoy long life on the earth. And included in the book of Ephesians is a special word to fathers, which could also be a special word to parents. Do not exasperate your children. Do not exasperate your children. Do not provoke your children to anger by the way you treat them. Do not exasperate them to the point of resentment with demands that are trivial or unreasonable or humiliating or abusive, nor by showing favoritism or indifference to any of them, but bring them up tenderly with loving kindness in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. How are you, friend? How are you? And how are you honoring your parents today? How are you showing honor. I ask for your prayers. We have an upcoming VBS. Please be in prayer for our upcoming VBS, which begins July 17th through the 20th with a special time planned following our service on Sunday, the 23rd. Please be in prayer for our time of mentoring and discipling these young ones and teaching them the importance of honor. Please keep that in prayer. If there's anything we can be praying about for you, feel free to reach out to us right there in the comment sections or send me an email. I hope that you have a blessed rest of your week, and I hope that this message has blessed you. And until next time, bye-bye.